Let's say I only wanted to run code if a particular condition was met. We can use what's called if statements to run that logic. So what I'm first going to do is define a variable int x equals 3, and I want code to run only if x is greater than 2. So if in this case we have a comparison, x greater than 2, if this is true, then this inner code block is going to run. So what I'm going to print out is if was true. Semicolon, and I'm going to run this. And what we should find is that this inner code block ran. And to check that this if block is actually running, I'm going to do a condition that returns a false. So if x greater than 5, I'm going to run it, and we should see that nothing is printed out. And that is the case. Nothing was printed out because this condition was false. But let's say we wanted to print out something. If the condition was false, we can add an else statement. So if this was not true, then else will run, and else will say if was false. Semicolon. And if I run that, you'll see that the second code block with the else was executed because the first if statement was false. Now let's say I wanted to have more than one if statement. What should I do? Well, one thing I could do is have a series of ifs. So if x greater than 2, I can have another statement here. And I can have a long list of these separate if statements. But actually, what's really nice about C++ is that it gives us an else if. So if the first block of code is not true, then there's a second check with else if x greater than 2. I'm going to print out else if was true. If else if is actually false as well, then the final else statement would print. So if I run that, we should see that else if was true was printed to screen because x is bigger than 2.